Hi, welcome to SBRForum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are previewing Week 6 in the NFL, and right now we are talking with returning guest Tony George from TonyGeorgeSports.com, LockerRoomPicks.com, and his brand new great radio show every Sunday morning on the Yahoo Sports Network. Tony, thanks for being back with us this week.
Hey, thanks for having me on, Peter.
All right, we are going to discuss very interesting Saints and Pats game. Before we get into it, plug your websites a little bit. Tell us a little bit about the radio show.
TonyGeorgeSports.com, myself, a plethora of handicappers over there, all brand name, Joe Gavassi, Brian Leonard, Teddy Covers, myself, Jimmy Boyd. Affordable investments, we tell it like it is over there, and go check it out. Locker Room Picks is in conjunction with the radio show. You can hear all about that on the radio show. 64% winners documented on the radio show since the beginning of the NFL season. It's an NFL show. It's on Yahoo Sports Radio. Go to their website, yahoosportsradio.com. Find out where the affiliate is near you. And if not, you can listen at 8 o'clock Eastern each Sunday morning. You can listen there, and you can catch the live stream.
Okay, that sounds great. Not totally surprised to hear those results, considering the murderer's row of handicapping industry veterans that you have on that show. All right, New Orleans at New England. Tony, I think I'm seeing an edge here. We'll see if you agree with me, all right? New England, minus 2.5 at home. Totals 49.5 or 50, and we know the narrative with New England this year, offense struggling. Yes, they get Gronkowski back this year, but the offensive line, Brady got sacked a bunch of times last week, got held to 6 points, and we know the deal with New Orleans. Very quality team, 5-0. Impressive year. They're definitely on the rise, getting it done not just with their offense anymore, but with their very, very effective defense. Look, I'm looking at this. I'm saying 49.5, 50. Why is that line so high? Is that just because of the offensive reputations of both these teams? Each team has only played one game this year that's gone into the 50s. I'm thinking, 49.5 or 50. You take the under in this game. What do you think, Tony?
That's a great call, actually. Yeah. I was looking at that. I had that circled at 50. Right now it's 49.5. Some money's coming in here middle of the week, later in the week here on the under here. I don't see how, to be honest with you, I was looking at this line going, how in the world is New England going to score 17 points? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the first thing that came to me. I watched them play last week. They have no running game. When somebody asked me about New England and Gronkowski coming back, and I had this stat a couple of weeks ago, Peter, I'm going to throw this out at you. Last year, Tom Brady averaged per game throwing to his tight ends 11 times a game. Now Hernandez and Gronkowski. And the third stringer. Now, through the first 4 games of this year, this is an amazing stat. 1 pass to a tight end for 5 yards. Mm-hmm. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's not going to get it done in New England. Their defense is better this year, but their defense is dealing with a crap load of 3 and outs. Mm-hmm. And they wear down. And that's New Orleans is not the type of team you can do that against. You cannot continually put Drew Brees on the football field, and I don't give a rat's ass what anybody says about Belichick and being a defensive-minded guru, blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, the best minds in the business can't shut down New Orleans. Maybe they can contain them a little bit here. They have matchup problems with Sproles. They have matchup problems with Grahams. And the other thing that you didn't mention when it comes to New Orleans this year is the fact they're running the ball better.
Yeah.
And that eats clock. And if you're able to run the ball and use play action passing to possession receivers over the middle of the field, which is what Breeze lives with and lives and dies with, that eats clock as well. And I don't think New England's going to put up more than 14 or 17 points in this game. Maybe 28, maybe 31 points by the Saints here because they're on back-to-back roadies. Mm-hmm. The under is the way to look here. And on the side play, I would give a strong lean to New Orleans. I think, Peter, they have established themselves with the defense that Ryan has put on the field, a bunch of no-name players and some couple of good rookies, that they have made themselves a top 4 contender for the Super Bowl. Look at the updated Super Bowl odds. They're climbing up the charts. This is a good football team under New Orleans, the way to look here. And they are an underdog. Mm-hmm. Now, is that a trap line? I don't know. But, Peter, I'll tell you another play in this game If you add 6 points in a 2-team 6-point teaser and get the Saints at 8.5 and put them with any other game on the board, you're going to have a winner right there.
All right, well, I'm agreeing with you that New Orleans and the under is the way I'm leaning right now. Let me just ask you for plays devil's advocate here, and this is something that I'm sure on the radio show you guys will address because, it's one of the most obvious things to discuss here. The Pats, with Belichick and Brady off a loss, have historically been a great bet, and here they are again. And, you ask, how are they going to put up points? I don't know, but, saying that you just have blind faith in Brady and Belichick to somehow get it done historically has been a reasonable thing to do.
Well, I think the rules are changing. Equating this to Belichick and Brady, everybody's been equating Tom Coughlin and his magic of turning the Giants around during losing streaks. The Pittsburgh Steelers and Dick LeBeau are going to figure out a way to win games when struggling on offense. Both those things have happened over the past 3 or 4 years. They're not happening this year, and it's not happening with New England. You can't turn around what woes that offense with what they have in-house right now. You just can't do it. And Tom Brady's getting frustrated. He still doesn't have receivers on the same page as him when it comes to running basic routes, Peter. And I don't see it against a very, very aggressive defense this weekend, them being able to pull the, rabbit out of the hat and get it done.
All right. Well, I agree with your analysis, Tony George. So for the purpose of this video, what's your official pick going to be? Do you want New Orleans, the under, or both? You can make 2 picks on one game.
I'm going to make a pick. I'm going to ride your coattails because of your prowess in handicapping, Peter. I'm going to go with you on the under, and I love New Orleans to win this game by 10 points.
All right, so you're making 2 picks on this game. New Orleans plus 2.5 over the Pats, and the under will give you 50, which is definitely still widely available. Thanks so much, Tony George. Talk to you again next week.